Hey, what's going on, everybody? ChazmaN here, and today we are back with something a little bit different. I know we've only done one of these prior to today, and I know I've been skipping about a week or two of them, but something I wanted to do, simply because I got the day off, is, I don't know, spend an hour or two with you guys and just do a little bit of ChazmaN Live. This is just a little series where I kind of just get to, I don't know, mess around with you guys, kind of look around the interwebs and learn about some stuff, watch some videos, kind of see what's going on with pop culture and internet culture in general, and just talk about whatever else I got going on, whatever I want to show you guys. So, I don't know. Well, shoot, where do we start? I do have a couple of things lined up to kind of already immediately look into with you guys, and I should say, oh, I guess first thing we'll do is we'll dive into this video series that I really enjoy. Sorry, someone texting me. Alright. Hey, Skylar Twilight's in chat. Skylar says cheese. Didn't you? I think you mentioned that. You said that last night, and I was like, what does that mean? Hey, Odin is Salty is in chat. What's up, Odin? So real quick, something, I guess just to have some fun, we'll check out this other YouTuber videos. I shared them in my Discord, and I thought the videos were super fun and interesting. And I'll just show you one or two just because I think these are fun. But let's pull up. This is a series called Pokemon, what is it, Poke Earth? And I think these videos are super funny. They're not even funny, they're more interesting, and I kind of like what someone was going, what they were going for with these. So let me go ahead and turn off the musics, backgrounds, turn you back on. So yeah, I don't know, just kind of break the ice here with y'all. I'm gonna watch this little one of these little videos. This is these are super interesting because someone clearly with some animation skills made like a documentary style video series of Pokemon, and like Out in the Wild type some sort of a docu-series, which is pretty interesting. I think it's pretty adorable. I should shout out the name of the channel. So if you want, this channel is called, you probably can't see it. Can you see it through? Oh, let me scroll it up. There you go. So it's called Enlarged Kai, and this channel only has like several videos on it. So clearly, I think they've only been doing this for like a year or so, but I think it's pretty adorable. Kind of. I think I read that they said they're taking a break from making some stuff because they want to. Maybe they're in school or something for animation, but I thought this was pretty adorable.
How to get his mother's attention.
And I am enjoying my day off
During the nursing period,
with a hazy IPA beer hug.
which contains over 70% fat, will help him.
I think this is Voodoo Ranger.
That will
Oh, it's
improve
Goose
his
Island.
chances of survival against winter's deadly grip. Drinking this, Sfeel will gain roughly
Just chilling on my day
5
off.
kilograms a day. In just another
If you want to
week,
know why I took the day off,
look like
if you guys don't know, I'm having car trouble, so hopefully we're getting that corrected today. So I just took today off just to kind of see
These
to
two
that.
brothers are eager to explore on their own.
But yeah, these videos are fun.
However, their curiosity often lands them in trouble.
Gonna roll off the cliff. No.
Before they can get back onto the mainland, it becomes clear that this patch of ice has a mind of its own.
No. I don't remember that name of that Pokemon.
These siblings are still
I remember you
young
battle
to
one of those
see,
in
and
Pokemon
this
Legends Arceus.
newfound isolation can prove to be
Oh, they're on
very
top of the
dangerous.
Pokemon.
blizzard quickly approaches. Without the protection of their mother,
Audio's a bit quiet. Oh, sorry.
before the storm claims its first victims. Whether by instinct or through sheer luck, the Avalug appears to have taken a sudden detour back
Oh,
towards
Avalug, that's the
mainland.
name of it. Okay. But yeah, interesting little
It'll be a
videos.
long time before the Sfeel are ready to brave the storm without their mother. However, not all wild Sfeel can be as fortunate.
What's the evolved form of that? A
Nearly
Walrein,
50%
right?
of all pups will not survive to adulthood.
But yeah, I don't know. I just like these videos. I think they're well done. And this is the Dodo one.
Sardo Desert, dry and barren.
I think I showed this. This is the one I
Some
shared in my
call this
Discord.
place home, from high up in the sky to those just beneath the sand. But not all find this arid place hospitable. Dojuo, on their annual migration towards land with a more temperate climate. Unlike other birds, Dojuo rely mainly on their strong, developed legs to run great distances, reserving their ability to fly for only times of dire need. Despite their impressive legs, traveling across the vast desert is no easy feat. A young Dojuo can often wander too far too quickly, separating themselves from the flock. A single Dojuo would be a feast to relish.
But yeah, I don't want to watch too much of their content, but I highly recommend you guys if you're interested in this this series. What was it called? It's called Poke Earth, and this is by Enlarged Kai. So shout out to them. Let's try see if I can try and find. I saw they said something about taking a break. I don't remember where I saw them say that. But yeah. All right. Feel free. Anybody in chat? Have you guys got anything you want me to watch or any recommendations? I am all ears right now. Animation is really cool. I agree. I thought the video was really well done, and I had a good time watching it. Let me look at what else I had to look at. So we did that. Oh, we could rewatch some of the Pokemon announcements that got announced the other day. So if you guys didn't see, there was a whole, was it a Pokemon, what was it called? Pokemon Presents, that's right. And then that they talked about, so that is something I do want to talk about, is what they showed with the Pokemon Legends Z through A. We can rewatch some of it. But I remember mentioning it to you guys that I walked away fairly disappointed in what I saw. To me, it just looked. I think my question had got answered. I remember I had brought it up during the event. Is that it was really weird in the main town how. It was really weird how in the main town they have these wild zones. And I remember mentioning it, that I was like, why are there wild zones in the city? And I think I kind of had my answer. Old and Salty in chat says, I'll probably look around the internet and see if there's anything interesting. But yeah, I remember that, why is it so loud? That I kind of had someone brought up the idea that they think that there is no wild area outside of the town, and that's why there are wild zones within the city. And I thought that kind of makes a lot of sense why there would be wild zones in the town, and I'm not quite sure if I like that idea or not. Yeah, I don't know, like I still like the idea of having a town where there's NPCs and people to talk to, and then when you want to catch Pokemon, you go outside of the town. I don't know. To me, that just seems pretty basic to Pokemon. The whole idea of just having a town, I don't know if that's for sure. I don't know if that's definitively what they're doing with this game, but someone made it seem as though that could be what they're trying to do, where the entire game just takes place within the town, which is kind of odd. I don't know if I like that or not. But what I should be, actually what I could do is I kind of want to see what other people are saying about this. So let's do, are there any creators I like that are talking about Legends C through A right now? Who watched that video that I know? Hey, Electro Pirates in chat. What's up, Electro Pirate? Let's see. Oh gosh, there's almost no one I know talking about it. Really? Nobody I know? I guess I could just choose one of these at random. Really? Odin says, oh wait, have I seen the Shrek 5 reveal yet with the new character designs? I have. We watched that on stream just the other day on the during one of our Avowed streams. It looks I tell you, I didn't think the change in whatever character designs was all that intense. I thought people kind of over exaggerated how bad it looked, honestly, in my opinion. I mean, I'm not as invested in Shrek, I guess, maybe as other people anyway, so I probably wouldn't have cared even if they had drastically changed some stuff. I think the only Shrek movies I've actually watched was Shrek 1 and 2, so there's 3 whole Shrek movies that I have no idea about. I don't think I even watched that, they had another one, was it just Puss in Boots or something? So that's what, 4 Shrek movies I haven't technically seen. But yeah, I wasn't totally... It looks fun. It looks fine. I'm sure it's gonna be decent. Gosh, I do think how many non-Shrek movies have there been? Because I know Puss in Boots got his own movie. I think he's the only one, right? Is there one I'm missing? All right, never mind. There's not as much people talking about Legend Z through A as I thought. Wow, really? Nobody's talking about it? Now the designs were waxes, Skylar. I don't know. All right, real quick, I just want to watch this guy's video. Who's this, Arlo? I've watched him a little bit.
Gave us a full reveal trailer for Pokemon Legends ZA.
Puss has 2 movies so far? No, he doesn't. Does he really?
Was it last Pokemon Day?
I didn't even. I totally forgot about that.
Entire year ago. Why did they announce it so early? I don't know, but it's really, really, really great to finally get a full reveal. You know, naturally, I'm a very, very big fan of Pokemon Legends Arceus. I think that really it laid
2 movies and a TV show, I believe, maybe even 2. Holy cow!
Be in the future. At this point,
I'm just curious what I've heard of. Oh, shout out
Pokemon.
Is it Topic Arlo? I've watched a couple of his videos.
I really do think they're going to keep.
Oh, I'm not subscribed. I'll
like
subscribe.
Its own kind of playground for experimenting with a more.
I just want to see what he has to say about this real quick.
Style of combat, and then the mainline games will probably always be just like the regular turn. Whatever. That's a whole, the whole entire thing today. Point is. Loved Arceus. I loved it. Loved everything it did. It was the most fun Pokemon game I'd played since I was a kid, and so I'm really excited.
I agree with that.
ZA and really
I loved Arceus. Me and my buddy Phoenix, we were huge on Arceus when it came out.
The trailer was full of a few little things, and then a couple really big things. So let's start with the little stuff. I might not have even noticed this, but some people were pointing out how the protagonist seems a little older than usual. And you know, I think that's true. I think that's right. Looks like maybe a young
that is
adult
fair.
Or an older teenager rather than like a 12-year-old or whatever.
Yeah, it is interesting. It is an older main character a little bit. We got. I wasn't even paying attention to that.
And Weird. Very weird. Chikorita, Totodile, and Tepig.
Don't talk about my boy Totodile.
Naturally, 2 of those are
from the Johto.
Yeah, like with Legends Arceus, it really kind of seemed like, it's not going to have original starters, so we can just pull starters from anywhere. Oh, cool, perfect. We can pick 3 different generations, but this time they decided to go with 2 Gen 2 starters, and then the 3rd one is the odd one out. That seems weird, but at the same time, I'm sure there's a reason. I'm sure.
I don't even remember what kind of Pokemon is Tepig. He's just a normal type, right?
Lore-related reason why they did this. There always is. I just haven't talked with Loxton yet. I'm sure he's working on the video right now.
Second Puss in Boots movie was pretty goated, though, Sizoda.
We've gotten so much Gen 2 love.
I didn't even know there was multiple. I didn't know there was a whole MCU around
Totodile? Like, it's perfect. That was,
Puss in
he was my
Boots.
guy. Totodile was my guy. Silver, way back in the day. Chikorita's fine. I was never big on Chikorita. Tepig. Not really big on Tepig either. I was calling him.
Is he gonna talk about?
Stream, getting my pig Pokemon.
I guess it's just
anyway,
he's just talking.
Totodile. And the thing about Totodile is he's the coolest little Pokemon ever, but he evolves into. He's got that starter evolution syndrome where he evolves into this nasty, horrible monster for alligator. But then that's the exciting thing about putting something like one of those starters in a Legends game, because Legends Arceus had the alternate final evolutions. It was still like the same evolution with the same name. It just had like a different form and different typing. So that means that now Totodile gets another shot. I mean, Chikorita too. They both get another shot at having a good final evolution. So that's exciting. But this time around, instead of just having an alternate form for the final evolution, they are bringing back Mega evolutions. And so at first I was excited because I thought maybe that would mean a different final evolution and then a Mega of that. So is it like double the different? That's probably not the case though. If chat was setting me straight. They were saying, no, Legends Arceus was set in the past. That's why they had alternate forms. Here they'll probably have the regular forms, and the Megas themselves will probably be alternate or something. Whatever. Mega for alligator. Fingers crossed. But it is also just interesting they're bringing back Megas. You know, each generation they introduce a new thing, a new like temporary
I did think it was a little weird
because
in the previous one they like he said they went to the past,
so it makes perfect sense.
And in this one is like a more of a modern day.
Even in the paper TCG, they're bringing Megas back to there. Megas.
I don't know why they. I
don't know.
Probably would have preferred that they ended up staying in a previous timeline.
Special new version of Megas.
Electro Pirates is I'll probably end up buying it. Arceus was fun. Oh, I'm in the same boat.
Which is fine.
But
all of the temporary power-up gimmicks.
I definitely have a lot of questions about this one.
Just kind of simple and straightforward and approachable.
Again, my one being is the Wild Zones type thing.
Pokemon can get really big or get all shiny and get a big hat.
Because again, what my theory or theory I read from someone else is that
you want shiny with a hat, or do you want like really
is that there is no wild
the trailer,
in this game. The entire game all takes place in this one town, in this one city. So that's why there's wild zones, so that they could make the whole game take place in one spot, and you can still have areas to go to catch wild Pokemon.
Happy friend,
which is weird. I mean, that would have to be a massive city.
Up to date on all the lore and everything. I did not play X and Y, so all the cool Z stuff is like completely lost on me, and I'm sure there's so much more to enjoy about this whole reveal. But I'm just like, hey, I think it's that guy, right? From the meme. Why is he 12 feet tall? Why is he just 12?
Why was Onyx? Yeah, someone mentioned it in my chat, but Onyx is way tinier than he should be.
Kind of terrifying. Anyway, so let's talk a bit about just the fact that this game takes place in a city. When they first revealed that it was taking place in a city, that was definitely interesting because, you know, Legends Arceus took place in the past. It's nothing but undeveloped wild, you know? It wasn't even like Scarlet and Violet where there's like cities and stuff. You know, you've got your one little village and like that's pretty much it. It's just purely untamed wild country, and so it's mountains and it's hills and it's forests and things.
And then you also have the rumors of like
idea of it taking, like, having that same format, that same, like, open zone kind of feel take place in a city. Very interesting. And I think a lot of us imagined that there would probably be some pretty major, like, biomes, you know, kind of like what do you, Scarlet and Violet, like DLC, you have, like, these separate areas. Oh, it's the ice area, it's the sand.
But yeah, again,
area,
if you watch this whole trailer, you don't see anything outside of the city, which is still
a little bit surprising. These, like, it even says wild zones. You know, this is a city, and the entire point of the city is to create a space that is equally inviting for people and Pokemon. So I guess integration was kind of the goal there. They didn't want there to be any areas that were, like, just for Pokemon. So what you get here is mainly just areas that really do look like they belong in a city. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't even get a look at, like a big park Not even like just like a big foresty area. It's the park, you know. It's like Central Park. It's the big. No, pretty much in this trailer, we mostly just got, you know, there's some planters around here with some
Zam
grass.
Onyx got surfed to be tiny.
Okay,
Yeah.
there's like a place over here where like there are strips of earth that are sand instead. So yeah, I don't know, and we don't know ultimately what it's going to be like. Maybe there will be some more like major biome kind of areas. At the moment, it is a little weird. I'm not like writing it off or anything. I'm not worried about it, but it is weird. Yeah, if narratively it makes sense to have these areas that are integrated. You don't want any area that's just for Pokemon and not for people. But just, I don't know. I'm wondering if it could be done better. And
So he's, I'll stop it there, but he basically is saying all of the same kind of issues and worries that I have with the title. He's bringing up all the same things that I have the exact issue with. Again, the idea of the wild zones and the city, that would have to be a very intricate and well-designed city, because he's right. You would have to have, for it to be a Pokemon game, you'd have to have tons of different biomes within a city. Like, is there going to be an iced area of the city? I mean, obviously he was saying it could be easy for like grass and bug Pokemon, because you could just have like a oh gosh, he just brought the name up. What's Central Park. Like, you could just have like a big open Central Park area within this like Central Park like area, but it's like, I guess you could have canals and stuff within the city, so that's how you have your water Pokemon. But for like your iced and stuff, yeah, I don't know. I'm curious. I'm fascinated. Odin is Salty says, personally, I've never been too invested in Pokemon games, but I remember the cards being popular in elementary school. You were basically the cool kid if you had a Mega X Charizard back then, especially the big card. Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm not super invested in Pokemon either. I play most of them, but I'm never crazy invested. Like, if they suck, whatever, I'm fine. That's why it says it's weird to have a Pokemon in the city when their habitat is literally out in the wild. Yes, but I think, again, that's what I think they're trying to exit out with this game, is they're trying not to have a wild outside the city. So I don't know. Again, that's where all my issues kind of spring from, is what exactly does that mean? I don't know. All right, so that was interesting. Oh, once again, shout out Topic Arlo. I guess Topic probably doesn't need me to shout him out. He's a pretty large channel. I've definitely heard of him. Let's see. What's another good area? I had more. Did Beat 'em Ups talk about it? I think I did. I think I already watched that video. All right, what other stuffs did I have? That's why I said, yeah, I'm not too invested in the Pokemon of the games in general. The only reason I'm playing TCG is literally to collect every card. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I did see another thing that happened, and I kind of do want to learn more about this. Apparently, the new Fable got delayed. I kind of do want to hear more about why that was. So Spawn wait. Gosh. Sorry. Let's see. Anybody talk about the Fable delay? Alright, so I'm gonna watch Kinda Funny for a second. I just want to watch the opening to Kinda Funny's video just to see what exactly was said.
You were so close, blessed, to not bring it up.
I know, but then I saw 80 turn, and I was like, okay, well, now I gotta say something. Story number 1, Xbox has officially delayed Fable to 2026. This is Tom Ivan at Video Games Chronicle.
Should say, well, I don't want to say I'm a huge Fable fan. I really enjoyed Fable 2, and I enjoyed Fable 3. Fable 2 was really good. 3 to me was it's a little disappointing, but I really enjoyed it. Fable 1 I've never played, which I want to say most people have the best nostalgic view of Fable 1, but most people say Fable 2 is the best one, which that's my opinion. I feel like Fable 2 out of 2 and 3 was much better. Odin is salty says, people on Facebook were mad about the new Fable character being displayed. I guess a supermodel. Fable 2 was good. Yeah, I didn't care. The internet's kind of a weird
Microsoft
place.
has officially delayed Fable's release
all.
to 2026. Xbox
I'm
Game
more
Studios
interested in the
head
game
Craig
being
Duncan
solid.
announced the news on the latest official Xbox podcast. Quote, so I just want to start with really excited about progress, really excited about where Playground are, he said. Quote, we previously announced the date for Fable as 2025.
If you guys don't know who the new development team is behind Fable, the original development team behind Fable was... Oh, gosh, who was the original developer? It was... Why can't I think of it? I think it was a French group, but what's... Lionhead. Yes, it was originally a Lionhead. And now developing it is... Oh, gosh, why can't I can't think today. It's Playground, that's right. If you don't know, Playground Teams, the team behind Playground, I think they're most well known for having developed a lot of the new Forza games, which are very highly touted and highly rated. So I think that's why a lot of people were pretty excited for this new Fable one, because the development team behind them is they're pretty good. And yeah, but
we're
that's what they're
actually
talking
going to
about.
give Fable more time, and it's going to ship in 2026 now. Well, I know that's not maybe the news people want to hear. What I want to assure people of is that it's definitely worth the wait, end quote. Accompanying the news of the delay, Microsoft shared some new Fable pre-alpha gameplay. Quote, I have unequivocal confidence in the Playground team, Duncan continued. If you think about their history and legacy for Forza Horizon, the last two games, critically acclaimed, 92 Metacritic, award-winning, beautiful, played great, and just what they're bringing to Fable as a franchise. Just think of the visuals of what you expect of Playground games, plus amazing gameplay, British humor, Playground's version of Albion, so inspired by what's gone before with the franchise. But their take, and quite frankly, the most beautifully realized version of Albion you've ever seen.
Odin says, personally, my issue is the graphics. Like, yeah, it looks good, but they should have kept the original look to it. It could have been fine, but they could still be Fable, then cool. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, me personally, I'm okay with the new, tinkering of the graphics. Or the art style, I guess. I'm okay with it. The original art style was far more cartoony, versus this. This is definitely going for like I don't want to say realistic art style, but a more modern looking art style.
So really excited about the plans and really excited about the future. And I want the community to understand that we do these things for the best of the games and the teams. And ultimately that results in the best games or the best game for the community. End quote.
This is fantastic news.
Yeah?
Yeah, I to have a game that you know that's going to be that large get delayed a full ass year into 2026.
I don't know if I'd
And
say
honestly,
it's fantastic news, but I kind of agree with, I can already tell I'm going to kind of agree with Andy a little bit in that, oh shoot, this footage we're seeing looks really good, in my opinion. When a game is this far off, far on into development, I personally don't have a time if Xbox or Playground is just like, listen, give us one more year. It essentially looks like the game is done from what I'm looking at. And yeah, it just seems like if Playground's like, give us a little bit more time to help shore up quality and get smooth things out. I mean, I personally don't have a problem with any of that. If they take their time and it's good, then let them cook, says Odin and Salty. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. That's kind of my viewpoint on this, is like, if Playground is just like, yeah, well, we're done, but give us a little bit more time, I'm perfectly fine with that.
Actually, I've always been kind of excited about this new Fable. It's not something that I'm like, holy shit, like this is gonna, this is the one that we're all waiting. This is, well, nothing's GTA 6 levels, but
Yeah.
in terms of like, holy shit, you got to mark your calendars for when Fable comes out. It's always been one of those, Those first trailers looked awesome. The tone of them was great and silly. Yeah, I'm gonna play the hell out of this new one whenever it comes out.
Do you have a history with
It
Fable?
looks cool, that werewolf.
Renting them, playing them at friends' houses. Not like I don't have this big affinity for Fable, but I think what excites me the most is probably my recent playing of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, or even something like Avowed, where just watching that pre-alpha
Yes.
footage and watching the character walk around these different landscapes and also these different towns, like, oh shit, I want this. I want that. I want this tone that we've already seen in the trailers, where it's going to have that sort of cheeky British humor, but having that tone kind of surrounded in little towns here and there. That I really want this experience, and the fact that they are willing to delay. Also, 2026 or 2025 way too packed as it is.
Way too packed, even for Xbox. I think it's already way too packed.
I agree with that. 2025, if you guys haven't been seeing, is jam-packed, jam-loaded of games. And I don't know. I don't have a problem with Microsoft or Playground just kind of backlogging this and just being like, we'll take another year, get quality up. We'll avoid a lot of these big games. Isn't this the year of like GTA 6, right? Isn't that game supposed to be out later this year? So I don't know. Xbox has a lot of games this year. I know they got Avowed, which I'm really enjoying. So Avowed's out. They still got, what was it? Chimes at Midnight, or I can't remember Midnight. That's the Louisiana game. That one looks really cool. Xbox has a lot of other stuff, and then I think Nintendo's got a couple things, right? I'm trying to think of what else is slated. Odin Assaulty says, I wonder if they would do custom characters or if it just let you pick a character, either gender, just to leave it at that, says Odin. I'm not sure. That'll be interesting. I know generally, doesn't Fable generally... I don't remember if I don't do the Fables let you choose genders? I don't even remember. Doom the Dark Ages is coming out. Yes, you got Doom. The Louisiana Midnight games still coming out. I'd have to go back and look. I know Xbox in the next month or two has a couple of other things coming out. I mean, you just got Monster Hunter that just came out. This whole year is very, very jam-packed. Just to be quick, let me take a look. 2025 video game releases. So let's just take a peek at what's coming out this year. No, just give me all the major ones. I don't want every single game release. All right, so for March. Oh yeah, we're into March. Okay, you're just gonna give me every release. All right. Oh yeah, March we have Assassin's Creed. That's going to be a major title. Oh, that game Atomfall is supposed to come out this month too for Xbox? Huh. Atomfall is the one that looks kind of cool. It looks kind of like a BioShocky type thing. South of Midnight comes out next month at the beginning of the month. Claire Obscura comes out at the end of April for Xbox. So Xbox next month has two major titles along with the new Forza game. Sheesh. Let's see. Doom the Dark Ages is in May. The new Dune game comes out in May as well. The new Lord of the Rings Shire games in July. Metal Gear Solids in August. A new Shinobi in August. Borderlands 4 is in September. October's a little dead. But everything beyond that is a little packed, but we at least know GTA 6 is supposed to be somewhere in there. So this whole year, in my opinion, it's got quite a few titles. I'm okay with Fable pushing back until next year.
Absolutely. So this makes the most sense possible. I'm so happy that they made this choice. Where are you at with it, Bless?
Yeah, I mean, I'm similar to you, where I think bringing up Avowed is a good point of, I don't think since Baldur's Gate 3, there's been a fantasy game that I look at and I'm like, oh, I need to be in that world. I want to be in that world. The trailers for Fable...
Elden Ring really disappointed at you right now, by the way.
I mean, that came out before.
That's right. There's a new Elden Ring coming out this year,
I'm not
too.
counting the DLC.
It's really fucked up.
Because Elden Ring came out before. Did it come out before?
Yeah,
it
Lord
came
of the
out
Rings
before Baldur's
Conquest
Gate
got a
3.
remaster or a
don't even know
remake.
who
That
you
game
are
was
right
cool. I
now.
never got to play that
All
one.
right, shout out the Earth Tree. Different
I don't even know what
conversation.
kind of game Lord of the
But I
Rings
look at the
Conquest
trailers
was.
to Fable, and I'm like, I want to be in that world. Like,
Wasn't
there's
that
something
like
that
a
seems
board
charming
game,
from
like
the trailers
RTS
that we've
type
seen
thing?
already. I've had even less of a history with Fable. I have pretty much zero history with Fable. I've known about Fable from like hearing people talk about it online, hearing friends that have played Fable talk about it. But like,
It's got that lineage, you know.
yeah, it's a game that has history. It's a game that has lineage, but it's one that has escaped me. And I'm very excited to possibly make this next Fable my first Fable, because for what everybody talks about with it, it seems like a fun game. It seems like one that people have a connection to. I like games that let you go in and kind of define how you want to be, as far as if you want to be a good guy, do you want to be a bad guy, do you want to come
Think
in
Battlefront,
and just like
but
fucking
Lord of the Rings,
piss
basically.
everybody
Oh,
off,
interesting.
or do you want to like how do you want to play this game? We're putting that agency into your hands. I love that kind of RPG, and also, again, just from the trailers, there's something that hits different. I think about the way they're presenting it, the way that it looks, the way that it like the way the world looks, the way the characters look. I like Avowed. I have so much respect for Avowed as a video game, right? Like I think it does a lot of great things. I think there's a lot of writing in there where I'm like, damn, y'all are in your Duffy as Obsidian. But Avowed, the trailers never really spoke to me in a way where I was like, oh, man, I gotta be in this world. And I think part of that is because we get so many games in like these kinds of fantasy settings a lot.
All right, Bless. So that's Bless and Andy Cortez from Kind of Funny, and I kind of just wanted to see what they were kind of thinking on some of the specifics of Fable being delayed. There is another thing we can kind of jump right into that I do want to learn a little bit more about. And I'll even tell you what it is if you guys haven't seen. I think we chatted about it a little bit last night, but the Warner Brothers stuff that was going on. Nope, how'd I do that? What was it? Oh, it was WB Montreal. I guess it would have been Wonder Woman. If you guys didn't see, essentially, I think, what was it? I think it was Warner Brothers Montreal had gotten closed down, and Warner Brothers has just been kind of laying an egg as of late. So real quick, we'll take a peek at what GameScoop has to say about this. Oh, they don't have a time. I can't really see where they talk about it. I guess I could just zoom along.
Virtual Boy. Black and green. Like,
overpowered, but you could
over, and that's always a bummer. Like Rocksteady and
did the things that they,
and boy, they're cool sounding, and it's such a good idea. There was today,
like
there's in recent years since that game was announced, we would often bring up the fact that where the heck is this game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, now we know.
You have to wonder what like 3 years did they were they just like, we have to cancel this because we don't have money to produce it, or
game Condemned Criminal Origins.
John Condemned.
His name is Greg Grunberg, and when I asked him, "Are you the guy from Condemned Criminal Origins?" He's a fake game.
The Shadow of games are big open world games. They have Fear and Condemn, which is a lot like of those.
Is this what the game looks like?
He's only seen the second.
Shut up. What legs?
My Virtual Boy.
I have. They did Shadow of Mordor. The virtual or the VB as they call it.
I'm trying to find where he talks about it.
Damon's played My Virtual Boy.
I have.
Dang.
Yep. You have all 12 games.
Yeah, there's like about 20 if you include the Japanese ones.
There was one other interesting game that Monolith made right before they did Shadow of Mordor, a game that I had completely forgotten about that went to XBLA and PSN. They did Guardians of Middle Earth, which was a Middle Earth MOBA.
Oh wow.
And I think we gave it like a 7.5. So it was,
I don't remember that at all.
I know.
All right. Well, I don't want to sit through their entire podcast. I'll try and find. I kind of like it when podcasts tend to have the timeline stuff labeled. Actually, we
Hey,
can watch
what's
this
up,
one.
everybody? Akeem here, and in today's Daily Fix, we have some unfortunate news regarding a few WB Discovery game studios. Plus, the Wonder Woman video game is no longer happening. Now, we fill you in on the details on
That's
that,
a nice Akira
as well
shirt.
as the latest on Microsoft's action RPG Fable, and new details on the future of Konami games with Bloober Team. This is your Daily Fix. All right, let's jump right into it. Now, Warner Brothers Discovery is shaking things up on the gaming side as it's being reported by Bloomberg. It'll be canceling the Wonder Woman video game, which was first revealed back in 2021. And not only that, but it'll be shutting down 3 of its studios. Player First Games, the makers of Multiverses, Monolith Productions, the devs who are behind the now canceled Wonder Woman game, and Warner Brothers Games San Diego. Now, this was confirmed in a statement to Kotaku, which reads, quote, "We have had to make some very difficult decisions to structure our development studios and investments around building the best games possible with our key franchises, Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, DC, and Game of Thrones. After careful consideration, we are closing 3 of our development studios, Monolith Productions, Player First Games, and Warner Brothers Games San Diego. This is a strategic change in direction and not a reflection of these teams or the talent that consists within them." It's no surprise WB Discovery decided to cut its losses with the open world action Wonder Woman game. As you may remember, earlier reports this month from Bloomberg, which indicated how difficult it had become for the devs to bring the project to life, citing a lack of clear leadership from anonymous sources close to the project. And this was after...
Yeah, if you guys don't know anything about the Wonder Woman game, so essentially what was happening is that this game had gotten a trailer, like a very short teaser trailer, a couple years ago. I don't remember if it was at a Game Awards or something like that, but basically the type of game they were going for is it was being developed by the studio Monolith, and if you guys have ever played Shadow of War or Shadow of Mordor, the Middle Earth Lord of the Rings games, essentially it was going to utilize their the Nemesis system that they had, like this Nemesis system that they had developed within those games. And basically what the Nemesis system was kind of, I don't want to say revolutionary, but it was definitely different and interesting, and a lot of people had I don't know, kind of wanted to, people have wanted to see it utilized more. People wanted to see it used in other places, perhaps in other games. And essentially the Nemesis system had this really cool way of where when you played oh gosh, what was the main character of Shadow of War? I'm probably not going to remember it. I don't know, but essentially that main character throughout the game is he would encounter different orcs, and some of them had like interesting personalities or unique personalities, and sometimes when you would battle one, and if you didn't win, sometimes it would give them the ability they would like lick their wounds, run away, and they would learn from that battle with you, and the next time they fought with you, their character and personality would kind of be dictated by you and what was their interaction with you. And sometimes they're like fighting with you would like, they would remember how you fought with them and kind of learn from that battle and stuff like that. And then they would like, sometimes they would become stronger or weaker depending. And so it was this whole like system where like your whole battle with them, if you like lost, would be remembered, and the enemy would learn from you and stuff. So it was really cool. I remember thinking it was really interesting, and I really wanted to see that again utilized in other places. I will say it was a little weird to me that where Warner Brothers decided to utilize it was a Wonder Woman game. I think that was kind of an odd decision, not saying that Wonder Woman isn't a popular character. She obviously is. My worry is that I feel like Wonder Woman doesn't have that many interesting like villains or characters. Not interesting, but super memorable ones. Like who who really stands out in the Wonder Woman lore. You know what I mean? Like when you think of Superman or Batman, or even characters like, I feel like Green Lantern has characters that you remember. Flash has characters you remember. Wonder Woman is the one that I'm like, I don't know who is her like nemesis is, who are her villains. So I'm sure that was something that they had worked out within the game, but I don't know. Hard to say. I'm sure I at least would have been super curious. I am ultimately super disappointed by this Wonder Woman game kind of getting canned. I was at least interested to see where they were going to go with it, and I wanted to see what I wanted to be disproven, you know, with saying some of that stuff about Wonder Woman, but I guess now at this point we'll never see it. Under Salty says, I wonder if they will do an Injustice 3 game. Well, that's NetherRealm, right? So that's probably more based on NetherRealm, which I would assume NetherRealm probably wants to do another one. I don't see why not. Because yeah, I didn't get to play Injustice 1 or 2. I don't even know what people thought about those games. Were they like beloved or anything? I remember people liked 1. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't know what the sentiment was around those titles.
$100 million had already been spent on development. And with the lukewarm reception to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League and Multiverses underperforming relative to WB's expectations, despite being well received among fans of those iconic IPs, well, it's no surprise there's cost-cutting measures happening within the gaming division of Warner Brothers Discovery. That's a real shame to see studios like Monolith get shut down. You know, they were founded back in 1994 and were behind Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, which gave birth to the Nemesis system, a gaming mechanic that was so lauded
he's
in
talking
the
about it
industry, WB decided to patent it, successfully doing so in 2021. Now, these shutdowns and cancellations are never.
Oh, I forgot. That is another disappointing part, is that not only did they develop the Nemesis system, but they freaking patented. Like, why can't I say patented? They patented, and I found a word I can't say. They patented the technology, the Nemesis system. So not only is it like annoying because the team behind it can't necessarily use it, but now that team's gone, it's like, what the heck? What's Warner Brothers? You know, Warner Brothers isn't going to use it for anything. They're just going to freaking sit on that technology, and it's just going to be a waste. Just a waste.
All right, moving along. Fable, the action RPG from and now. The RPG is new.
Sure, already know about Fable. What else was he talking about?
So, I loved it. Now, the new project.
Oh, this I actually don't know about.
We can expect Fable game since Fable 3 in 2010.
Konami and Bloober Team signed on?
Let us know in the comment section down below. All right, and finally, we can expect more games from Konami and Bloober Team in the near future.
I loved the new Silent Hill. If you guys didn't play it, for Silent Hill 2 remake, I had a really good time with that.
Konami and Bloober collaborated on last year's Silent Hill 2 remake, which was freaking awesome. I loved it. Now, the new project will be based on Konami IP. Now, of course, that could mean another Silent Hill game, but in the absence of an announcement, we can only speculate a little bit. Why not? Can we get a new, maybe, I don't know, let's say Castlevania? It's been a decade since the last one. Or perhaps a gritty reboot of Frogger. But you know what? Knowing Bloober Team's pedigree and penchant for a horror
Otis Salty says, I would like to see them do
likely
another Mortal
be
Kombat
yet
versus DC
another
Universe
Silent
game. The
Hill
first was
related
cool,
game. Maybe
even if it
this
looked
time a
kind of
sequel to
goofy.
one of the
Yeah,
previous entries.
I played it a little bit.
Right, and that about wraps it up for today's Games Fix for Tuesday, February 25th.
I still have that game. I have it on 360, the Mortal Kombat versus DC game. Let's change the music. We've been listening to Crash. Final Fantasy. Alright, so let me browse. I think that's all the major stuff I had. Actually, there was something I kind of wanted to see. I'm not an award show person, but I saw something about Conan and Adam Sandler or something. Wasn't that at some award show? Oh, the Oscars. I don't think I've ever watched the Oscars. Alright, I'm gonna have to be careful. This is television content. Television content is always freaking copyright claim and strike central.
And finally, for such a prestigious night, it's important that everyone is properly dressed, okay? You're dressed well.
I won't dive into politics, but I think from what I understand,
Conan, what's up, my brother?
this has something to do more political. I won't get into it.
What's going on, man? Adam, what are you wearing? What are you doing right now? I'm asking you what you're wearing. Nobody even thought about what I was wearing till you brought it up! You're dressed like a guy playing video poker at 2 a.m., Adam.
And you know what, Conan? I like the way I look, because I'm a good person. I don't care about what I wear or what I don't wear. Did my snazzy gym shorts and fluffy sweatshirt offend you so much that you had to mock me in front of my peers?
Hey, I'm sorry. Adam, I apologize.
I like how he's doing like the Billy Madison.
Yeah, I'm leaving! I have to. It's not you! No, it's not you, it's him! He's the one you caused this. But
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You are all welcome to join me for a game of 5-on-5 basketball at Veteran Park tonight. Midnight tip-off, the guy from Nosferatu. Where is he? He's on my team. One more thing. ChazmaN!
There he goes!
It was kind of silly, kind of stupid. I had heard about that. Adam Sandler's voice is funny. He says, "Oh yeah." Just another day of Adam being Adam. Odin Salty says, "Aren't they doing a Happy Gilmore 2?" Yes, I believe they said they are doing Happy Gilmore 2 with all of the original actors, other than what's his name? He passed away, unfortunately. The guy that played Chubbs. I'm pretty sure he passed away. But yeah, I don't know. I heard about that. I thought it was kind of funny. All right, so back to, let's start looking around. Again, I don't know anything about the Oscars. I couldn't tell you who won what, who said what. All right, now time for me to just click on the old YouTube main page and just start looking around. Oh, I know one thing I could talk about real quick. Just a quick second. I am a huge fan of metal music, and I have a recommendation to anyone if you like metal music. But one of my favorite bands, a band named Killswitch Engage, they just came out with a new album. So just real quick, I was gonna say, shout out to those guys. I definitely recommend checking out their new stuff if you guys are interested. That's all I got to say. I was just saying, I don't know, highly recommend the new album. I've been a big fan of them for like a really bunch of years, and yeah, this new album of theirs is, shoot, it reminds me almost of the first few albums. I don't want to play too much. But yeah, definitely one of the better metal albums I can remember out of the last handful of years. I recommend that one to anybody. All That Remains did a new album as well too, says Odin the Salty. I've listened to a little bit of All That Remains, I'll be honest. I've only ever checked out like the early stuff. Don't they only, I hate to say it, don't they only have old stuff? Didn't they take a big hiatus? I could have sworn, right? Didn't All That Remains, they only have a few albums, right? I could have sworn they had to take a big break. Am I wrong? Am I wrong about that? No, they've got quite a bit. Oh, they've been steady throughout the years. Okay. Huh, for some reason I thought they like broke up for a while. Another band I listened to released a new album, which is Starset. I have not heard of Starset. Let's see real quick what they are. Let me see what kind of music. Okay. Kind of sounds like kind of like, what do they call it, dad metal? Kind of like, oh, someone mentioned in chat Breaking Benjamin. I was just thinking it sounds kind of Breaking Benjamin-y. Breaking Benjamin-y. Kind of like 3 Days Grace, that type of stuff. Not bad. All right, what else? What else do we got? Let me just zoom around, see what we got we could talk about. Listen to them since high school, says Skylar. Have I ever heard of Vended? I have definitely heard of Vended. That's the Corey Taylor's son band. I've listened to them a little bit. Yeah, that's Corey Taylor's son, and then also the drummer's son is also in that band. Yeah, I've heard of them. They're not bad. Well, gosh, there's not really a heck of a whole lot else to really chit-chat about here. Need something spicy. What's, Oh, I'm just noticing, there was a video by Neil. This is kind of depressing, so if you guys... I remember Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking about this the other day. If you guys... Where was that video? I saw he posted a video the other day. Neil deGrasse Tyson. Oh, man. What was the video I was thinking of? Oh, this is it. I found it. Okay. So, not to get a little depressing on you guys, but Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking about, if you don't know, this is what this series I've made is all about. This is the kind of stuff I want to chit-chat with you guys about. If you guys don't know, just, what was it, like a month or two ago, it was discovered that there is an asteroid hurling towards us up in space. And I think at the time they said the asteroid had something like a 1 in 82nd chance of hitting us within the next, I think it's 2032. So what's that, 7 years from now? And then immediately after that, like a week or so maybe, they changed their statistics to, it's got a 2 in like 82nd chances now of hitting us. So now this is something that a lot of astronomers and other people like Neil and his expertise, a lot of these people are kind of just looking into what are the chances this thing has of hitting us. What do we do if it like alters course and stuff like that? Oh, you ever listen to Tala? I have not, says Odin. I'll check them out. I will definitely check out that other band you guys were talking about with Starset. That kind of sounded decent. I like Breaking Benjamin and stuff like that, so. But yeah, so this is essentially a video I wanted to check out where Neil's going to be talking. I want to know more about this asteroid.
Is an asteroid headed towards Earth? Well, first of all, there are always asteroids headed towards Earth. What we care about is whether they'll actually hit us or have a near miss. Or I'd rather think of them as near hits, Because if you nearly miss something, to me that means you hit it. Anyhow, there's an asteroid.
Oh my gosh.
recently.
I never thought about that. I never thought about what are the effects of an asteroid coming dangerously close and not hitting us. That's crazy. He brought. I never thought about that. Could still dangerously affect our planet. something even coming within close proximity. Like I would assume we would feel like the gravitational. That asteroid would probably be giving off an intense amount of force going by us. Wow. I never thought about that. That would be super detrimental as well.
2024 YR4. That's its designation. And you know that was discovered late in the year 2024 because the letters are late in the alphabet. In fact, I think it actually puts us in December for 2024. The size of the asteroid is still uncertain, but we know it's somewhere between 50 and 100 meters. Some of that uncertainty will be overcome by tasking the James Webb Space.
Odin says, you think the gravitational pull would affect the tides as well, like the moon? I don't know. I think what I would be more worried about was... It depends on the size of it, right? I mean, I'm not a freaking astronomer. That's why I'm watching Neil deGrasse talk about this, but... Would the immense force of it going by us, would it push anything towards us? Or... I don't know, man. The ramifications of all this are super interesting.
All of
to
our
me.
great telescopes have operation modes where
super interesting and depressing.
Critical thing that's happening in the universe.
Well, I apologize. I'm not trying to give you guys anxiety about.
And this counts as one of those
about anything.
Yeah.
I just find this interesting.
WST for helping us figure out exactly how big this asteroid is. The right question to then ask is how much damage would it do? These things are moving very fast. The closing speeds are typically 20, 30, 40, can be as high as 50 kilometers per second. So that's a lot of kinetic energy being brought in. A good rule of thumb here is that the crater would be about 10 to 20 times the size of the asteroid itself. So 10 to 20 times something that's almost 100 meters, we would leave a crater between 1 and 2 kilometers across, right? A little less than a mile, perhaps. If the asteroid hit a city, leaving a crater nearly a mile across, that would be completely devastating, destroying many buildings, killing many people. Most of Earth is water. Most of what is not water, that is land, is uninhabited. So chances are, if it does hit, it's not going to harm anyone. If it happens out in the middle of nowhere, then it's just an interesting crater. We have one of those in Arizona. It's called Meteor Crater. It's almost a mile across.
I didn't even know
and
that.
You can sink a 60-story building in the center. And when you add it all up...
We have that in Arizona? Sort of, I did not even know that.
Arcane metric for describing the size of...
Isn't someone in chat here from Arizona? Did you guys know that thing's there? I didn't know we had a giant crater in Arizona. Huh. Yay, anxiety, Veronica Rose says, I'm sorry. I don't get anxiety from this. I just think it's interesting. Odin Salty says, well, if we die in that time, we might as well live the best life we can, you know. Oh, yeah, I agree 100%. Veronica Rose says, I'm struggling. I'm already struggling. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't feel free to zone out or clock out of this stream. If again, I don't mean to give anyone anxiety. I just find this topic interesting. Odin Salty says, it's a good way to live life. It's, treat life like a big rock's going to hit Earth soon. You do whatever you want. Well, to an extent, I do agree with you. I didn't know that until now. I could be doing... Oh, yeah, who's in our chat that's from Arizona? I thought we had someone. Or was it New Mexico? Might have been New Mexico. But yeah, I didn't know there was a giant crater in Arizona. That's crazy.
Explosions. It would land at about between 8 and 10 megatons. 8 and 10 million tons of TNT, which was this metric invoked during the Cold War and the arms race to describe how much energy was being released with our nuclear weapons. So during that period, we actually detonated bombs of equivalent strength. And in fact, we detonated them in the ocean. And while there were local tsunamis, there wasn't a tsunami that took out the population of the world. So you don't want to be there when it happens, if it happens. I'm just
Right, add
telling
me on
you,
Discord
no,
when the segment finishes.
civilization
Veronica,
will not
I
come to an end.
apologize.
We will not go extinct. We will not have to worry that we will suffer the same fate as the dinosaurs. So chill on that. The estimate for the chances of it hitting us are down between, at this moment, between 1% and 2% at the time of this recording. Now, what does that mean? I'll tell you. It means that the orbital trajectory we have for it, when projected forward in time, has an uncertainty cone where the asteroid could end up anywhere in that cone, but more likely in the center of the cone. If it stayed in the center, you can ask, how close to Earth would it come? About the distance from Earth to the moon. Now, let me remind you how far that is. Often when people, if they were told to draw where the moon is from Earth, they might draw something like this. That's how it's shown in textbooks. They show Earth and the moon right there. That is not the distance, okay? If Earth were this size, it would make the moon this size. Its distance would be 10 meters away, 30 feet or more away. That's the distance, well outside of this framing. So if this asteroid, 2024 YR4, stays in the middle of its cone of uncertainty, it will pass Earth at about the Earth-Moon distance. Very safe. It'd be fun to look at with telescopes. It should be detectable. So this chance that the asteroid might hit Earth, we can ask the question differently. Say, if it were to hit Earth, what is the impact corridor that it represents? Since we can't pinpoint it exactly just yet, we can tell you what that part of Earth looks like. So it begins here, just south of the equator in the Pacific, crossing the northern portion of South America, crossing the Atlantic Ocean, crossing northern Africa, crossing the Arabian Sea, India, and it ends right here in Southeast Asia. So this uncertainty is the intersection of its path and Earth's rotation. And that's what gives us this very long impact corridor. The press will make clickbait out of this, for sure. But as the orbit gets closer and closer to the 2032 January 22nd
Yeah, I would assume the cone
passage,
Like,
that
you-
means
you
our
get to figure
measurements
out
will
your
be
cone.
better and better.
Yeah,
So
of course.
either that risk of hitting Earth goes to 100% or to 0. It will not stay in any number other than those two as our orbital calculations become more and more precise.
That
0, of
makes
course,
sense.
there's nothing to worry about. 100%, at that level, we will know exactly where on Earth it will hit and when, so that we will be in a position to protect ourselves in advance from whatever damage.
We have to send
it would
Superman
cause.
out there to stop
You may
it.
remember NASA had a mission to an asteroid to try to deflect its orbit, sort of as a test case in case something might be headed our way. Now that it has done that, knows how to do it, learned that it was successful, it gives us a little more confidence going forward for any subsequent asteroid that's discovered that might actually be headed our way. By the way, any country that has a planetary defense office is perking up right now because of these risks that we now know and can track. In fact, China, just as an example, didn't have a planetary defense office until this asteroid's risk was calculated.
That's
we can
funny.
only be safer in this world.
China
if
just set
everyone
up
thinks
one.
about
It's like,
this
oh,
problem in a
their
coordinated way.
bungholes puckered up. They're like,
Together.
oh,
And I've been
we need
duly
to prepare for
notified that
this.
2024 YR4 lands at around a 3 on the Torino risk scale. One of my lifelong friends who I went to graduate school with, his name is Rick Binzel. He invented the Torino hazard scale. Let's see what he has to say about this. You were at a conference in Torino, Italy, where you proposed a way to track how hazardous an asteroid might be. So remind me what you put into it.
Yeah. So first of all, the Torino scale is a 10-point scale from 0 to 10. All right. 0 is really good and 10 is a really bad day for the dinosaurs. And the way you calculate.
Otis Salty says, oh wait, didn't China recently do something pretty big, like something to do with nuclear stuff? I
where an
have
object
no
falls on
idea
the
about anything
Torino
like
scale
that. I think I
depends
heard
on
something about
the
that.
size or the consequences of what that object would be if it struck the Earth. versus the probability, the current best estimate for the probability that it could impact the Earth. And so it's 2 dimensions, consequence and impact probability.
So, Rick, do we really have to remember these numbers on the scale?
No, on the Trino scale, we have the 0 to 10 system, but at the lowest level, things are green. You have a green level, which means, oh, this is normal. We're going to find a lot of these. We're currently at that next level up, which is yellow, which just says these merit attention by astronomers. So that's what level 3 is. And if the probability gets worse, we would go to orange, which means there's a possible threat here. And where we want to stay out of is the red zone of 8, 9, and 10, which means we have 100% probability of hitting the Earth. And now it's a matter of what would be the consequences. And those consequences depend on where the object lands.
So, Rick, where is 2024 YR4 on the Torino scale?
So 2024 YR4 ranks a 3 on the Trino scale, which means if it were to strike the Earth, it would be a localized event. If it misbehaves, it would go all the way up to 8 on the Trino scale. That would be its maximum. And I think the important thing about a 3 on the Trino scale is we like to emphasize that most likely when we get more data, we'll be able to reduce it to 0. And 3 is also sort of an alert to astronomers to say, let's pay attention to this object. We're not worried about it. No one is panicked about it. But let's get the data and make sure that it's going to miss.
So as of this moment,
he's saying that it's not
that's
something
what's
we
up
should
with that.
worry about. But
Until
it's...
next time, keep looking up.
Every few months, a new headline warns of an...
Yeah, so he was essentially saying that it's not something we need to worry about, nothing to be super anxious about, but that it was just in that area where it's like, luckily we don't have anything to worry about. But any higher on that scale and something we should definitely keep an eyes on. But yeah, it's seeming like as of right now it's not something to worry about. So I apologize, Veronica Rose. We're done. See, this is what happens when you guys let me choose the videos. I find the worst thing. Interesting. I saw that video pop up, and I think I saw it like a day or so ago, and that was something I definitely wanted to check out. All right. Let's see, what else do we have here that looks interesting? Anybody else got anything? Oh my gosh. Oh, I hate that I just came up with this idea. Oh, I don't know why I had this idea. Hey, Veronica Rose is back. I was just getting ready to figure out how to message you. So, I don't know why I was thinking about this the other day. But would you guys be interested in watching my very first video that I uploaded to YouTube? I don't know why. I already know the quality is going to be super embarrassing. Is that something you guys would be interested in, is seeing my very first upload? I don't, like, part of me is curious, but I just know it's going to be Garbo. Odin says sure. So the very first video I uploaded was if you guys don't know, I mean, I don't see why you'd know. I'm not like mega forever been around channel, but was almost like 4 or 5 years ago when I first started. I have embarrassing uploads too, but I get it, says Odin. When I first started, if you guys can't tell, I'm a big video game guy. One thing that I wanted to do, the thing that got me interested in doing these videos, is I grew up on the early YouTube days being fans of video game reviews. I was huge on AVGN, Angry Joe. I checked out a lot of IGN stuff. Basically anyone in the any major video game person you can think of that did reviews, I was a big fan of. So naturally, what do you think it was that I started doing when I first did this? Was I tried to be a video game reviewer, and none of those videos ever took off. And yeah. Needless to say, I'm very happy where I'm at with things, but early on. Oh, actually, no, I'm wrong about that. I got it wrong. That was my second go-round with YouTube. Technically, I forgot I had the first go-round, and that one, I did video game pickups. Those videos I'm not watching. Those are the most embarrassing. I'm not even gonna. I don't even want to watch those, but we'll watch the second go. My original go-round videos are still up on the channel. I'm not watching those, though. We will watch my very first actual video game review, where my videos are basically just rip-offs of Vanos Gaming, says Odin. Alright, we'll watch my very first second go-around video. I'm not watching the first one. Those are mega cringe. I'm not watching those. Maybe eventually, if you guys want me to, I will. Gosh, I forgot about the pickup videos that I did to start. I mean, ultimately, those videos were good because they kind of whet my appetite in terms of wanting to create content. It's like, see, these are the videos. I'm not going to watch them. You guys are free to go way, way back and check some of these out. These are, what are these? 6 years ago. Holy cow. You can see I took a break, though. I did all of these pickup videos 6 years ago, and then I gave up and moved on to BioShock. So yeah, and now you're starting to see like my video game reviews and stuff I was doing. But yeah, let's check out my BioShock review. This is the very first like actually well done. I don't want to say well done, but at the time I thought I was cooking. I thought I was like the next video game reviewer, bro. I guarantee you my audio levels and everything are going to be all over the place. This is going to be super loud. Again, at this time, I didn't even know anything about like audio levels. So this is my original video. Let's see how long this goes for. So that went for 20 seconds. Goodness. A young ChazmaN grabbed a random game purely based on its cover during a Blockbuster visit. This was at a time when horror games weren't exactly on my radar. I was actually writing BioShock doing this video. This would be my first foray into that genre and create an entry point and love of horror games. I was actually I was doing writing. I actually wrote all my lines and everything. Teamed at their new studio, the aptly named Cloud Chamber Studios, having been working on the next iteration of BioShock, and being 7 years removed from BioShock Infinite, I think 6 or 7 years of BioShock 4 development is long enough to start the hype train. Oh my gosh, the editing is so bad. Let's review. I actually had like title screens and everything. A sudden and mysterious plane crash in the Atlantic Ocean is where BioShock begins. Jack, our faceless protagonist, survives. My audio levels are terrible. To see but a lonely lighthouse. My voiceover is as loud as the music. Greeted by a giant statue with an alluring message. After entering the bathysphere and descending, you're introduced to my favorite character in the game and his Shangri-La.
I am Andrew Ryan, and I'm here to ask you a question.
This is so interesting to watch.
Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? No, says the man in Washington. It belongs to the poor.
So what do you guys think?
No, says the man in the Vatican. It belongs to
Oddly enough, I'm not even like embarrassed. I'm more like critical than I thought I'd be. I'm just more viewing all the stuff that could be better.
Those answers. Instead, I chose something different. I chose the impossible.
The editing is very quick, very snappy. Audio levels are way off.
City where the artist would not fear censorship, where the scientist would not be bound by petty morality, where the great would not be constrained by the small. And with the sweat of your brow, rapture can become your city as well.
Did I use actual footage for this, or did I take from online? I don't remember. Oda is salty. Says, for another video, this ain't too bad. Better than what I uploaded for sure. Wow, thank you. That makes me feel slightly better. You're then made familiar with Atlas and his venture to reunite with his family, and shown that your time in Rapture will be no summer vacation. Why is my audio so low? Gotta try this, and yeah, it's pretty decent. Hey, thank you. I maybe these videos aren't as bad as I thought. I just remember I think I had gotten some motivation because I started playing BioShock again, which is one of my favorite games. And I don't know, I just remember thinking I loved reviews and I loved this game, so I was like, I want to talk about BioShock. It's so funny that I had all these title cards. The most interesting aspect of BioShock is most definitely the politics and creation of Rapture. Andrew Ryan, a successful businessman, entrepreneur, and head of Ryan Industries in the 1940s, wanted to break free of society and government's oversight and morality constraints.
I'm gonna run away. That's what I'll do. Run away.
Is that what I thought of Andrew Ryan running away?
And morality constraints. Oversight. 40s wanted to
That's
break
pretty funny.
free of society and government's oversight.
That's a pretty funny joke, Chaz. It's a good joke. Actually, that's pretty funny. I totally forgot about that.
The most interesting aspect of BioShock is most definitely
I forgot about
and creation.
what's his name? Scabby? Oh, Patchy the Pirate.
Andrew Ryan, a successful businessman, entrepreneur, and head of Ryan Industries in the 1940s, wanted to break free of society and government's oversight and morality constraints. I'm gonna run away. That's what I'll do. Run away.
So stupid.
After building the underwater city,
It's
Rapture
using-
scientists will discover
I don't know why I was using Patchy the
kinetic
Pirate.
material made from sea slugs on the ocean's floor. This material would be used to create plasmids, enabling extraordinary abilities such as telekinesis, pyrokinesis.
Odin
and
Salty says, I probably would keep uploading videos still if I had a computer to make videos on. I'll probably get back into it once I get one, though. Because even though my videos are bad, I had fun. Ah, not the bees! Ah, my eyes! My eyes! Oh my gosh. Alright, I could have done without this part.
Be yourself.
So stupid.
Frank Fontaine, a gangster and businessman.
I've always
known
said, like, as a content creator, the way I kind of feel about myself at this point is, like, I don't think there's any problem with sticking with it and continuing your endeavors or your hobbies, but I definitely feel like you have to, I don't know what can't say, I'm saying this about myself, but you have to constantly be getting better and improving. And I definitely feel like when you start to get to a point where you feel like what you're making is stale, or where you're stagnant in terms of your creativity or what you're doing, that definitely becomes a problem. You know what I mean? So I think if you have a hobby, or if you have something you're looking to turn into something someday, which is, you know, me with this whole channel thing, I definitely feel like getting better and trying new things is important, you know. Yeah, if you're at a point you're not trying anything new. I think that's why like I tried the video game reviews thing for so long, and before long I'm just like these aren't gaining any traction. I don't feel like I'm doing anything new, and like video game reviews are very tricky in my personal opinion because I don't know, it's just hard to look at anything in my opinion with a unique outlook. I feel like for the most part everyone knows their opinions. Everyone, I don't know, it's hard to say. I just felt like I wasn't being super unique and bringing anything new to the table. Um, I feel like I mean they were fun videos. I had a good time making some of these, but yeah, for me it's trying to do something new. If you get stale, says Veronica. Yeah, exactly what I was thinking. I was doing these videos. They weren't getting any traction, and I don't know. I'm fine where I'm at, where I'm with what I'm doing.
Wanted to take Rapture as his own and solicited the help of Dr. Tenenbaum and Dr. Su Chong, both leading researchers in Atom. Fontaine, using the power of plasmids, wanted to create a mutated army.
I think my problem with what this video so far I'm explaining everything with BioShock versus it actually being a review. I'm sure there's going to come a point where I actually review things, but
little girls.
Still.
This helped with mass production and created the Little Sisters.
Eve. I remember I used to do that. I used to dedicate an entire section to summarizing, and then I would get into the reviewing part.
Gather up the lower class citizens and other opposers to Andrew Ryan's rule, leading Rapture down a perpetual loop of citizens raving as lunatics, gone mad due to mass plasmid consumption, constantly seeking out little sisters in need of more Atom. Underneath the outside beauty Rapture portrays, there's a constant uneasy foreboding that follows whenever you enter a new setting in BioShock. Whether entering casinos, exotic dance venues, dental offices, theaters, gardens, or even bathrooms. That dreadful sense of, oh crap, what am I walking into next, is persistent.
I'm still curious, did I use my own? I think I used my own footage. I had to have.
I love that BioShock uses these normal everyday areas and shows the disruption Fontaine, Atlas, and Ryan's war has brought upon Rapture.
Okay, I'm definitely getting more opinionated here.
Throughout BioShock, dispersed amongst areas, if you look thoroughly enough, you can find audio diaries. These diaries, recorded by many inhabitants
Amy Lee's
of
in
Rapture,
chat, says good morning and
paint a
hi. What's
clear
up, Amy
picture
Lee?
of their lives and the circumstances of their misfortune. This form of non-direct storytelling I've always found refreshing and gives the player more incentive to experience their surroundings and uncover more truths about Rapture's decline.
I was a better writer. I should have stuck with the writing part. I did that for all my early videos. I did like a lot of writing and shoot. I think I came up with like an entire script.
Times can be a bit linear. Go to point A, kill foe or retrieve an object, proceed to point B, and receive a cutscene. However, the conflicts and how you prepare for encounters is where BioShock shines brightest. Within your arsenal is a diverse selection of harmful instruments which leave death and destruction in your wake. The wrench, your first weapon received in the game. The pistol, which can rotate between pistol rounds, anti-personnel ammo, and armor-piercing rounds. The machine gun, which can rotate between machine gun ammo and...
Alright, well you guys get it. We don't have to watch the whole thing. I guess we could watch another one. I'm actually curious what a newer review of mine looked like. Hey, Reese Tiki's in chat. What's up, Reese? Thank you so much for joining. Just wanted to drop by. No, you're good. What's going on here? Why can't I scroll down? I'm having trouble finding videos. Let's just hit oldest. Okay, there we go. So let's look at some of my other reviews. Let's see. I did review the original Batman. I reviewed Half-Life. Untitled Goose Game. I did one for Control. Interesting. What was the last review I did? So the last official video game review I did was Hades. Ah. Oh, no, it was Donut County. Interesting. Huh. Alright, let's watch another one that I liked, the game Asura's Wrath. Ah, why are you so loud? So yeah, Reese, we're not really up to anything crazy. I just out of nostalgia purpose, I kind of wanted to check back some of my old videos.
Have you ever sat back and wondered what a fully interactive episode of Dragon Ball or Yu Yu Hakusho might be like? Well, hold on to your spirit swords, because there might be a game out there that feels like you could drop it in the middle of an old Toonami promo in the early 2000s and have young ChazmaN-like kids say, "Whoa, dang man, that looks pretty rad."
Oh, I remember I worked on this. Gosh, everything happens so fast in my edits.
Stupid raunchy humor, redemption stories.
This video is from
achieving
5
next
years
levels
ago.
of greatness. Just some of the staples of great anime. Asura, or Asura's Wrath. Can it compare to some of the greatest animes created? Can it encompass all the great aspects?
I still think
that
my
most
audio
animes
levels
take
are a
hundreds
little-
of episodes to develop in around
It could
8
be
to
better.
10 hours? Could Asura withstand a spirit bomb?
On the next.
So stupid. Is it on the screen, says Veronica? Is what on the screen? I love Asura's Wrath.
In the universe of Asura's Wrath,
That's a great
you
game.
play as Asura, one of the 8 guardian generals led by Emperor Strata, whom seek to free their home planet Gaia, or pretty much Earth, from the Goma, an evil race of strange creatures that stem from Gaia itself. At the head of the Goma is Vlitra, a large tentacle-like being with a large mouth that when threatened can protrude itself from Earth or Gaia to better counteract attackers. For me, Vlitra and the Goma are easily one of the weaker points of Asura's Wrath.
Alright, I'm getting too
Mainly
comfortable
due to their
watching my
design.
own video.
Because the Goma stem from
Funny.
Earth, they only take the shape of gorillas, turtles, elephants, rhinos, fish, and rocks.
Another
Which
thing
from-
I'm noticing with my editing is that some of my cutaways, I'm doing fade outs and fade ins after like far too
Speed got
often.
dull
It's
pretty
almost
fast after the
distracting.
first
There's
few
so many
fights.
fade ins, fade outs.
Vlitra has a slightly more interesting design, seeing it blast its way through.
Oh, I actually used a clip.
And is neutral in all his political stances. He's just in it for the fighting, booze, and babes. That dirty hornball. He and Asura have my favorite scene in the game, accompanied by
dirty
freaking classical
hornball?
music.
These mofos are on the moon, lol.
This will do. It's just you and me. Time to raise some hell!
This was a really great scene. I remember having a... Oh, shoot! Oh, gosh. I didn't even realize you guys couldn't even see it. You guys weren't even watching my video.
Incredible
Oh,
fights.
Veronica Rose, is it on
stupid,
screen? I see
raunchy
what you
humor,
meant.
Blast its way through
My
Earth
goodness.
was
Sorry,
pretty
guys.
amusing every time it happened. Although you would think it would have annihilated all life on Gaia after one or two awakenings, is always the August. Easily my favorite character in the game. He's Asura and Yasha's former master, and is neutral in all his political stances. He's just in it for the fighting, booze, and babes. That dirty hornball. He and Asura have my favorite scene in the game, accompanied by freaking classical music.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I'm sorry, Veronica. I didn't know what you meant.
This will do. It's just you and me. Time to raise some hell!
Maybe I should have been clearer. No, you're all good.
I don't fight for good, and I don't fight for evil. I just fight. I will say it once more. I am you, and you are me. I am nothing like you.
Olga. She really doesn't do much.
Interesting. I don't know. My old videos, y'all. There you go. It was a cool little distraction for a minute. I don't know. I was kind of curious to see what I think the quality of my Asura's Wrath video gets definitely a little bit better than that very first one. So anybody else got anything interesting to throw out at me? I'll keep an eye out, see if I find anything super interesting. I feel like that's all the major topics I had that I wanted to chit chat about. Gosh. Was there nothing else? Dun, 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 dun. I'm not sure if anyone's interested because apparently Dr. Disrespect had a crash out. I don't know what's been showing up on my feed. Oh, the Dr. Disrespect stuff? If you don't know, I actually did a whole video on that if you guys want to watch it. I did a video on that not too long ago. Let me see if I can find it. Oh yeah, I heard about it. Here, I'll show you my video. Hey, what's going on, everybody? EnteR ChazmaN here, and if you haven't seen on the channel, we had a... I did this before I had my green screen. It's just as to why what's happening is what's happening. I'm reacting to my React video?
Really kind of messed... No, I say kind of messed up, and just overall interesting with all parties involved. So what do you guys say we go ahead and dive into it? So, just a little bit off the dome. If you guys don't know who
It's like
Dr.
Inception here.
Disrespect is,
I'm like reacting
he
to my
is
React
a
video.
giant he started off.
This is
he had
this is
multiple
me
jobs in
reacting
kind of
to
industry,
my
from
React
what I read, and
video,
worked with some
reacting
companies that were,
to
like, related to Call of
Dr.
Duty or something like
Disrespect's
that.
video.
So he's kind of been around. He's
Oh,
been
I'm
doing some
blocking
stuff
myself.
on the internet for a bit. But from what I understand, he really
Hey, there's
didn't
two
gain
ChazmaNs.
major popularity until what is it, about 2017 or 2018. And that was when he started streaming the games H1Z1 and most notably, other than that, PUBG.
If you guys want, we could just watch
dude was
this if you
gigantic.
want me to
I'll be
explain the
honest,
whole thing.
I mean, it was some of his earlier
long did I-
scandals are the reason
I talk about
why
it for a
kind of
while,
learned who he
sheesh.
was. But definitely at this time, from what I get, from understanding, he was really getting big and gaining popularity. If you don't know, his kind of shtick, his whole personality, his persona, all of it revolves around him kind of wearing a mustache, glasses, as you can see here, and he's acts as like a cool 80s
Hello,
character,
two ChazmaNs.
like an
Hello.
80s action hero.
Yeah,
action
this is
star.
really
He acts
weird.
like he's too cool for any situation. He's kind of mean and rude intentionally. Speaking of the 80s, I bet you his favorite song is "She's Only 17" by Winger. Zing,
zing.
If you don't know, the dude's like 6'8", so it's
Zing.
you can kind of see him raging.
Got
here, but it is
him.
kind of a funny shtick, and I do think it is an entertaining persona.
Got him.
My problem
That
is
was my own joke.
From his earlier scandals, very early on, I kind of was turned off by him, and I thought he was kind of a jerk. And
I don't know. As it turns out, in my opinion, I was kind of proven right. Not to toot my own horn. Again, this isn't me wanting to like tap dance on someone's downfall, or I'm sure people would say, "Oh, you're celebrating this dude getting canceled." It's like no. I mean, if
This has
even
got
if he
to be
would've gone
weird
on
for
and
people to
done a
hop
bunch of
in and
crappy
hop in
things,
and
I
watch.
wouldn't have cared. You know, I mean, I wouldn't have paid attention to him, but he legitimately is in the wrong for what he's. Oh, again, we'll get into it. So let's get into it. I would say the very first time I had heard of Dr. Disrespect was probably his first few scandals that he'd had. If you don't know, we'll go ahead and move on over. Sorry about that.
Into the Spider-Verse, now it's into the
Chazverse, and how much he was supported on the Twitch platform. Twitch ended up doing an entire ad for Dr. Disrespect. That was I don't know where it was.
This is so
posted. I mean,
funny. I don't know.
Other maybe television or other places, spread out throughout Twitch. But you can clearly see how much money was put into this guy from the platform Twitch. They have an entire ad with, clearly has a high budget. And I'll be honest, I think I've always thought this was a funny ad. I don't know. It's just super interesting that you can kind of, again, see how beloved he was kind of by Twitch and by people in general. There was a lot of people at the time that were like really big fans. And even now, through all of this stuff, there's some diehards that are, in my opinion, should have distanced themselves away from him quite a bit, in my opinion.
So stupid.
Again,
that trailer.
The dude was big. Dude was a big deal. He was getting pretty good, pretty good. He was getting really good numbers on Twitch, and he was
Chastosis.
Probably the biggest name on Twitch, maybe at the time. I would dare say.
It's so crazy how much better my green screen makes my effects look. That's the only thing I'm looking at.
The first time I had heard about him, the earliest scandal from the Dr. Disrespect world that I had heard of was the whole cheating on his wife thing at TwitchCon 2017. If you don't know, again, first major scandal.
I went in on every scandal he's ever had.
Apparently had some infidelity with a lady over at. I guess he met up with someone. If you don't know, dude's married. Dude has a kid.
I'm playing some Fortnite Festival at the moment, Zod, and
early on,
that's
he
awesome.
doesn't have a problem messaging and really getting to know his fans, which, again, that should be a problem that after this scandal, everyone should have kind of seen the writing on the walls. Possibly. I mean, I don't mean to, totally rip on the guy for infidelity, but that's
Veronica
not,
Rose says he what? His very first scandal that I had heard of is I think it was at his an early TwitchCon. What did I say? He was trying to meet up with somebody
over at. I guess he met up with someone. If you don't know, dude's married. Dude has a kid. So clearly early on, he doesn't have a problem messaging and really getting to know his fans. Which, again, that should be a problem that after this scandal, everyone should have kind of seen the writing on the wall.
So essentially, what I was saying is that he's married and has a kid. And early on in his career at Twitch, when he was, already getting kind of big, I think he either successfully or tried to hook up with one of his fans at a TwitchCon event. That's all I was saying.
Possibly. I mean,
allegedly.
I don't mean to.
Even in this video, you'll see I say allegedly
rip on
like
the guy for infidelity,
all the time.
But that's not. I think most people would say that's not cool, and especially talking to your fans. That's, as a YouTube creator. Not acting like I'm big honcho with millions and millions of people, fans, but something I would definitely think, if you're that big and you have that much of a dedicated fan base, you want to be respectful. I would assume you don't want to get emotionally tied or emotionally involved with any of your fans. I think that's a very odd kind of dynamic to have. I mean, I guess you could say that's always been the case with stardom and celebritydom, since the beginning of time. But yeah, he had infidelity with somebody at TwitchCon. Here, we will play his apology. Post that.
Oh yeah, that's this video. I forgot about this. This was his reaction to him cheating.
This is the. I should say, when we get to the modern day problems with Dr. Disrespect, this is the only time you've seen him out of character, seemingly in good faith, kind of apologizing for something in general. He's not in character. He's really, this is really a heartfelt apology. It's so. Electro Pirate says it was a bad year for YouTubers and streamers getting caught doing bad stuff. Well, good for us, bad for them. Yeah, I don't know. It's so. I'm trying to think of how to word this. it to me, it's especially crappy when the things you get in trouble for as a content creator involve your fans. Again, like your fans and viewers are always the people that kind of they get you to where you want to go. You know, if you're trying to become a big celebrity or make a lots of money and stuff. I always, you know, harming your consumer always seems like the worst possible thing you can do, in my opinion. I don't know. The fact that the fact that he was willing to go so hardcore for this apology versus the modern part, again, keep that in mind as we watch. This whole video was so weird. This was him like sobbing, talking about his wife.
A little bit of an announcement. And I just want to be completely transparent with you guys.
And I think I mentioned it, but like the annoying thing about, I'm not saying it's great he's apologizing for the stuff. He's rinsing their wallets while trying to rinse them, bros. Yeah. The annoying thing about this in particular is that this is the only time that I think I can remember that like on stream or on video you see him out of character, and I think I mentioned that. It's annoying to see that, like, so for his apology video to his like wife for having infidelity, that is a moment big enough to where he needs to get out of character and to heartfelt, you know, with all heart 100% apologize and talk about how terrible the thing he's done. And don't get me wrong, infidelity's bad, of course. I don't think many people would disagree. But the annoying thing is that, like, I think I brought it up, but like much later on, when you start getting to the accusations of talking to underage streamers and trying to set up meetings with underage fans of yours, like none of that stuff was bad enough that you felt like you needed to, out of character, attend to any of that. You didn't need to, like it's just annoying that like through all of this more modern problems of his, he's stayed in character. He's been so like combative with people who are coming at him saying like, hey, that's really messed up of what you're doing. And it's like, oh, so you talking to underage people isn't a thing you feel like you need to atone for, but just cheating on your wife is? It's like, come on. Like, don't get me wrong, cheating on your wife is terrible. Cheating on your spouse, significant other, terrible. Shouldn't be happening. But I'd like to think on the scale of bad things like infidelity, talking to minors and attempting to do inappropriate things with them. Again, there's levels to these things, and it's like infidelity, talking with underage minors. One of them is, in my opinion, one of them is worse than the other. You know what I mean? So that was my whole thing, is that it was just very, very annoying that he took one situation so serious enough where he had to come out of character, and the other one he was just like, no, you guys, screw you guys, blah, 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 blah. I don't know.
As you guys know, I have a beautiful family and a wife and kid. And I want to be transparent that I've been unfaithful. And
don't get me wrong, infidelity terrible. Yes, most people would agree with that. You know, like that's not saying that this isn't a great heartfelt moment. Like it should be. You know, like sure, like yeah, I feel for you. Everyone makes mistakes.
Time off.
You like saying that.
Stupid fucking mistakes, man. I'm gonna take time off to focus on my family and so.
And the crazy thing that now that I'm thinking about it even more,
I apologize to you guys. And
the crazy thing is like, not to be judgmental on his wife, but like, it's like, lady, he successfully cheated on you at one point, and then later on you found out he was inappropriately texting minors in his social media chat. Lady, why are you still there? Like, like, I think as far as I know, I think they're still married. Like, to each their own, but it's like, that's odd. I hate to say it, I feel less bad about the infidelity now, knowing that she's still with him after all the talking to minor stuff. That's, hey, whatever. It's their marriage. Electropirate says, I don't think he's ever recovered from talking to minors. Like, he got fought red-handed. I don't think he's even allowed on Twitch now. He's on Kick. Yeah, when you know it's bad when you get sent over to Kick. Nor should he be allowed to. People like that, man, messed up. Yeah.
You guys are.
It's so weird. Yeah. Okay, you get it. Dude is he's apologizing. He feels awful. Again, my opinion, this shouldn't be something that you apologize to us for. And again, my opinion, this should be something that is probably kept in house, that you apologize to your significant other and your family for. Granted, good on you for getting out of character and apologizing in general, but yeah, I don't know. I would say early on this was kind of red flags to me that not quite sure I like how this guy handles some things. But again, at the beginning, this shouldn't be something that could have. Electro Pirate says, as terrible as it is, like, he's super popular, he wants to cheat, why not go for someone his age? Yeah, unfortunately, I do think there comes a point where, as a celebrity or someone with money, where, like, I think it becomes like, there comes a point where because you become so famous and you have so much money that, like, I think I'm just guessing. I'm obviously not there, but I think when you're at that status of popularity and money, that because that amount of wealth opens up so many things for you, it stops becoming. I think they seems like they start wanting more of a like, sure, yeah, somebody like that, he could have any number of women or whatever he wants, basically, with that kind of popularity and fame. But, like, I think it stops becoming about the women, and it starts becoming more about like a power trip, right? It's what I'm guessing, where it starts becoming more about, like, I want to be able to do whatever I want. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go into pop culture, but I think or on politics, but I think there's a lot of stuff like that where, like, you get to a certain status and you're just like, it's not about the women anymore. It's more about, I just want to do what I want. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of where he is. It's like I don't just want any number of women. I want to pick out people that don't know any better in my chat or in my streams, and I want to I want to see what I can get away with. I think maybe at that moment, that level of wealth, you start becoming bored, I guess. I don't know. It is a very odd situation. Starbucks is what I can get away with is Electropirate. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. Veronica says, I think they go after people who don't know any better, can't see their facade and stuff, says Veronica. Exactly. Yeah. And 100%. That people could have foreseen of the events to come, in my opinion. I don't know. Okay. So moving on. The next scandal that we are getting into is going to be the bathroom incident.
Oh, yeah, the bathroom.
I didn't know. What was
the
it?
bathroom.
For the 2017 infidelity
I'll
scandal.
explain it here, apparently.
He temporarily stopped streaming for a few months. That's about it. Took a little bit of a break. Woohoo. And then in 2019, he was banned from Twitch and had his badge revoked at then, rest in peace, E3, because this genius was, if you can't see here, there he is. This genius decided to take a cameraman and go record a live stream in a bathroom, in a huge event in a public restroom. I don't think you have to be a genius to know that recording in a bathroom is illegal, which it of course should be. And this dude is live streaming from there. Yeah, was a very much a bonehead move. Again, this was like kind of the second time. Again, I never watched the guy's streams or content.
Man, not a bathroom
This is like the
incident.
second time that, you know, I was kind of like hearing about this guy. And granted, that can make you a bit, I can understand how that can make you a bit biased if you're not paying attention to this person's content and all you're listening to is the scandals that are coming from them. I can understand that. But
Yes,
still,
to reiterate,
regardless-
if you don't know, recording and taking video and pictures in bathrooms in the United States is illegal. And this man, live during a stream, while at E3, like a major event that has like probably several, at least 1,000 people there, maybe less or more, during this event just goes into a major bathroom and is recording. He's live streaming. And it's like, listen, man, I know people with money get away with a lot, but it's like, this is why people feel as though they get that they can get away with anything, because this man goes in here, records in a bathroom, and all he does is he gets banned from E3, and it's like, dude, you should have been arrested. Like, it's against the law. Like, no wonder, you know, rich people feel like they can get away with anything, because like when they do get in trouble for something, nothing happens. All right, I'll get off my
I didn't have
soapbox.
the best image of this person. But yeah, let's continue on. So yeah, he goes into the bathroom, then out of the blue posts this crappy bathroom incident. I'm sorry, I had to post the bathroom incident.
Crappy bathroom, get
he
it?
was just suddenly banned and from Twitch in June 2020. Returned a few months later to stream on YouTube. So I remember this very clearly. If you guys don't remember, yeah, he was suddenly banned from Twitch. No information was given. Nothing ever came out about that, which left for what going on for, you know, or what was 4 years. People were speculating for years, especially towards the beginning, about what he got banned for. I think a lot of people had assumed it was, again, impropriety of some sort, or maybe, you know, infidelity again. And I think what I had personally thought was the real issue was more contractual stuff. The fact that Twitch was so cagey and he was cagey and no one was sharing any information, I had initially, again, had thought it was some sort of contractual thing. I don't know. There were so many theories and speculations as to why. But, yeah, so later on, like immediately right after that, this guy, Rod Breslau, or Slasher, back in 2020, he had said something. I think I have that, right? Nope. Yes, if you can see here, this tweet from a Rod Breslau, or Slasher. He says, look, for several hours now, I have been told from credible sources the reason Dr. Disrespect has been banned. However, due to the importance and sensitivity around the subject, I have refrained from going in on it. I don't feel comfortable with it currently. So this guy, along with a few others, back in 2020, had, again, at the time...
I do like how we're just... I don't have a problem with it, but we could just watch the entire... How far was the Dr. Disrespect stuff? So I talked about it for about a half hour. Bro could have left it outside with a buddy. Yeah. So I think I talked about Boogie for a little more, or for about 20 minutes. Then I talked about...
He was an employee at Twitch, along with the other people who were speaking on it. But none of them were giving out any information, and all of them were saying very cryptic things about how bad and how they didn't want to touch this with a, I don't know, what's the phrase, 20-foot pole, whatever. You know, nobody was going in on it. So again, years later go by, we all speculate and kind of talk about that. We theorize what's happening. Oh, I forgot, there was another guy who was kind of telling all, was Jake Lucky, and his name will come back up once again. So what had happened is Jake Lucky, oh, there he is, there's the guy I was just talking about. But Jake Lucky, along with a few others, had started tweeting out that they, we'll read it right here. A former Twitch employee has come forward and stated the alleged reason for Dr. Disrespect. Oh, Cody Connors was another guy that had kind of released the tea, released the knowledge. But yeah, former Twitch. Odin Salty says, I just got back from playing some songs on the game. What are you guys talking about? Apparently someone had mentioned that they wanted to possibly see something about the Dr. Disrespect stuff. And I said, hey, surprise, I did a video on that already. And so we've just been sitting here rewatching a video I made on Dr. Disrespect and that whole saga. Come forward and stated the alleged reason for Dr. Disrespect's permanent. We don't have to watch the whole thing. I just thought it would be interesting. First, sexting a minor. Whoa, no, none of us. No, I don't think anyone was expecting that. In the previous Twitch Whispers product. I feel like I was pretty thorough in my... I actually don't know anything about Twitch Whispers. In my analysis here of everything that was going on. Some sort of, I was deep. I was deep in on the Dr. Disrespect stuff. I was watching. It's been discontinued at this point, but what it was. I was watching all of the T channels and what they were saying. Every time they would put something up, I was going to Twitter and looking up what people were saying. That's how I got all these tweets and everything. I was cooking on all this. I think it's because I don't like Dr. Disrespect, so I was like, screw that guy. A way for people to communicate, or via direct messaging, DM stuff. So Cody Connors had said he got banned because he got caught sexting a minor in the then existing Twitch Whispers product. He was trying to meet up with her at TwitchCon. The powers that could be read in plain text. Case closed, gang. And then not long after Dr. Disrespect, this was baffling, a mind-boggling tweet from Dr. Disrespect to kind of respond with to these allegations. He said, Jake, seriously, I get it. It's a hot topic, but this has been settled. No wrongdoing was acknowledged, and they paid out the whole contract. What are you doing, my guy? Oh, I should have said Guy Beam. That's his name, Guy Beam. My guy. My guy, what are you doing? That is... If you're trying to make yourself look like you're innocent for something, that is not how you approach that. I think the problem. I don't say the problem. The problem is he's not a great dude. But I another thing that I think I mentioned here is that a big problem with Dr. Disrespect is his either bad or non-existent. His PR team. Whoever his PR team, whoever's in charge of all of that stuff. I don't understand how they have a job in PR, which I think more, in my opinion, I think the more likely thing is that Dr. Disrespect doesn't have a PR team, which is crazy considering how big of a personality, how big of a character he is, I think that would be more crazy that he has a bad one, is that he doesn't have a PR team at all. Because there were some things here that he was reacting to that, it's like, dude, why are you responding? What is one thing a lawyer always tells you when you're in trouble for something? What does a lawyer always say? Don't say anything. And this dude was just blatantly going out to all of these people criticizing him, and he was just he was giving out so much knowledge, information in what he was saying. It's like, dude, and again, I'm happy he didn't, because I'm, whatever. I want him to get in trouble. Who cares about him? But yeah, if I'm his PR person or lawyer, I'm like, dude, shut the F up. Stop talking about this stuff. If you have allegations that are that serious against you, don't talk about them. Why do you think when people are interviewed and stuff and they have stuff like that, they're always like, no comment, no comment, plead the fifth, no comment. It's and this dude's just talking about it with everybody on Twitter who mentioned something about it. Electropirate says, you could say he's somewhat disrespectful. Yeah. You can shut your yap before you get zapped. Again, I don't care. He can open his mouth all he wants. It makes him look bad.
Was acknowledged does not mean
at the time he was just responding to everybody.
I'd like to think that is a pretty obvious statement, but man,
Not a good way to defend yourself. And I think, again, I'm late to the story, but I think everyone is all in agreement that is not a proper way to defend yourself. If you're does this guy not have PR? Like, that's another thing I've been thinking about through this entire thing is like Dr. Disrespect has got to be worth 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s millions of dollars. It's like do they not have social media PR people that they have not have lawyers telling them, dude, do not talk about this if any accusations come out. That's a whole nother story that I'm sure we'll find out more about. You know, maybe his business practices and whatnot. But geez, it's almost like I agree with this guy talking on the bottom right. It's almost like we're in sync about what we're talking about. As we move on, okay, sorry about that.
Like
I
my
had
twin.
to find the tweet. I don't know. That was the one thing. One of the major things I needed in here was the tweet of him talking about it. So again, later on after the Jake Lucky thing. Odin the Salty says, I remember when EDP 445. Oh, that guy. That guy is got a sting operation on him, and he was like, "Oh, I just wanted a cupcake." The cupcake. Forgot about the cupcake. EDP. That dude. It's kind of funny hearing that from him. Maybe next time we do this, I may watch a video on EDP. I actually don't know much about his situation. All I know is he tried to see a minor, and he said he was looking for cupcakes. That's all I know. Maybe I should watch a video on him eventually. I don't think I have time today, but I'll keep that in mind. Like we're played by the same actors as Veronica, yeah. Electro Pirate says, WTF, now that you mention it, like that guy in the corner looks like you. Must be your cousin or something. Yeah, exactly. We have like the same beard formation. He's wearing my glasses. Same headphones. He's got a different chair behind him, though. Dr. Disrespect finally tweeted out and addressed the accusations. Yeah, maybe next time we'll watch something about EDP. I'd like to know more about his situation. I don't know why I'm saying that. I'm glad all this is out so that this guy can be shown to the world. But still, it's in terms of logic is why I'm like, what do you... Okay. But let's go ahead and read it. Let's go ahead and kind of dissect this a little bit. So the Twitch ban, says Dr. Disrespect. Hello, I'd like to make a quick statement. Let's cut the effing BS. As you know, there's no filter with me. I've always been upfront and real with you guys on anything that I can be upfront about. And I'm always willing to accept responsibility, which is why... Again, why be upfront? Don't say anything. Nothing. Don't say anything. Be quiet. I am here now. First and foremost, I do want to apologize to everyone in my community. I'm going to vacuum my room real quick. I'll be back to Odin. My team and everyone at Midnight Society Game Studio. Ahead. If you don't know, we'll talk about them. Midnight Society Game Studio was the studio that he started up with, I don't know, friends and other people kind of involved in the industry. I think they said there was a team of about 55 people that are in the Midnight Society. We'll bring them back up here in a bit. A lot of people have been left in the dark about what happened yesterday with Midnight Society and we made the painful decision. That's what I forgot to bring up. This whole topic that he's bringing up is all in occurrence with the game developer Midnight Society deciding to drop him. Now, did I have the quote from Midnight Society before we do? Yeah, here we go. So that was another funny twist here is the video game studio that he had made his Midnight that he created, Midnight Society, a studio he created that they were going to make video games that he wanted to make. They dropped ties with him, and it was just like, it's just so weird. The company drop ties with you. Put this on the back burner for a sec. So they were just like, oh, we gotta, for sake of our game, we gotta disassociate from this person. Guy Beam, aka Dr. Disrespect. We assumed his innocence and began speaking with parties involved, and in order to maintain our principles and standards as a studio and individuals, we needed to act. For this reason, we are terminating our relationship with Guy Beam immediately. While these facts are difficult to hear and even more difficult to accept, it is our duty to act with dignity on behalf of all individuals involved, especially the 55 developers and families we have employed along with our community of players. Okay, so clearly, Midnight Society decided to make a pretty drastic decision. They did some research. I'm guessing what they found is stuff that we still haven't heard or learned anything about. But I'm guessing the stuff they found was not good. Even more bad news for this guy. But because of that, actually, I will say, there is a moment. There was this on stream as well. We'll show this. This is Asmongold Gold. We'll borrow this from Asmon. So during this Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree stream, he mildly talks about the allegations. And then later on, you'll see he gets some news while he's on stream, which very clearly is a text that Midnight Society is dropping him. So you can definitely see his demeanor during this is
I think the first and foremost, though,
different.
Is you know, I did have a sort of a planned vacation coming up.
And then during the stream, post all of that, he decides how he has a vacation coming up that he's going to be getting into.
You know, I know for my vacacion how long my vacation is, but you know, I think more importantly, we need to step away. I think when I say step away, I mean, I'm gonna have to relate this to the Midnight Society, but you know, maybe I step away from there too. Just completely remove myself from the scene. It's what I need to do. Right? Take all the time you need, says Layer Cake. I appreciate that.
Oh,
I appreciate that. I'm telling you.
Make him feel good.
It's fatigue. It's tired. It's wanting to just kind of...
Now you feel fatigued now that you're being called out for something crappy.
That's what it's about. I mean, shit, there's 50 million other streamers you can watch right now. It's time to drive into the sunset, says Swervin. Oof, man, I like your style. It might be time to drive in the sunset, champs. I appreciate all of you. Please, do me a favor. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. And we'll see you soon.
Okay, so now to finish up with the tweet. Doc's tweet here, he said, everyone has been wanting to know why I was banned from Twitch, but the reasons were outside of my control. I was not allowed to say anything for the last several years. Now that the two former Twitch employees have publicly disclosed the accusations, I can now tell you my side of the story regarding the ban. Were there Twitch whisper messages with an individual minor back in 2017? The answer is yes. Were there real intentions behind these messages? The answer is absolutely not. These were casual, mutual conversations that sometimes leaned too much in the direction of being inappropriate.
Or walking to the sea,
illegal happened
instead of the
no pictures were
sunset.
shared,
Okay,
no crimes were committed. I never
I agree
even
with
met
that.
the individual.
That's
I
pretty
went through
funny.
a lengthy
Just
arbitration
walking to the
regarding a
sea.
civil dispute with Twitch, and that case was resolved by a settlement. Let me be clear: it was not a criminal case against me, and no criminal charges have ever been brought against me. Now, from a moral standpoint, I'll absolutely take responsibility. I should have never entertained these conversations to begin with. That's on me. That's on me as an adult, as a husband, and a father. It should never have happened. I get it. I'm not perfect. I'll own my effing crap. This was stupid. Now, with all that said, don't get it effing mistaken. I've seen all the remarks and labels being thrown around so loosely. Social media is a destruction zone. Yeah. Now it's a destruction zone. Now that stuff's happening that you don't like. I mean, granted, I think most people don't like social media, but I don't know. Weird time to start blaming that. I'm no effing predator or a pedophile. Are you kidding me? Anyone that truly knows me effing knows where I stand on those things with those types of people. F that. That's a different level of disgust that I effing hate even about that. Don't be labeling me as the worst of the worst. Your exaggerations. Get the F out of here with that crap. But I think I've said what I needed to say regarding the ban itself. That's it. That's why Twitch made the decision in 2020. To my team, community, industry friends that have supported me, I apologize. I wish I could have said all this sooner. You guys have always showed me and my family love and support throughout all these years. We love you guys like you can't imagine. I have the effing best community and circle. If any of this made you uncomfortable, I get it. You don't have to support me anymore, but just know you've always been greatly appreciated. But trust me when I say this to all my haters that live and breathe social media with zero life experience, I don't give an F about you. Finally, if you're uncomfortable with this entire
it's just
statement,
so like
I think I'm a
kind of
piece of crap,
juvenile,
that's
just to
fine.
like.
But I'm not effing going anywhere. I'm not the same guy that made the mistake
tweet
all those
this
years
kind
ago.
of stuff. It's just
I'm
like
taking an extended vacation.
just don't
with my
say
family,
anything. Just
especially
shut
on
up.
stream, and I'm coming back with a heavy weight off my shoulders. They want me to disappear. Yeah, effing right. So from Dr. Disrespect. So again, where's your PR team? Where's your lawyers? Just being so combative and And to be fair, I think there is a place to be combative and to really try and attack stuff like this. The problem is that the way he's been saying it and he's been kind of letting, I don't know. I think he's been letting the cat out of the bag. So, all right. So, was that everything? Oh, I did have one last thought to kind of bring up with this issue, and that also that's from the point of view of Twitch itself. I think it's highly disturbing that Twitch, for basically almost 4 years, all they did was just kind of ban him and not exactly say why they banned him. And I think that could have been pretty hurtful over the years, because if you know that this
is a great point. I do feel like this was something at the time I felt like I needed to mention about it, kind of throw some of the fault at Twitch for not only what was going on here, for what could have been going on after. So I don't know. There's something I think is important.
That's from the point of view of Twitch itself. I think it's highly disturbing that Twitch, for basically almost 4 years, all they did was just kind of ban him and not exactly say why they banned him. And I think that could have been pretty hurtful over the years, because if you know that this guy was on his way to being a pedo and was inappropriately messaging minors and out here cheating all willy-nilly, not that the cheating part is the important part's the talking inappropriately with children or underage minors. I think it would have been helpful to have put that information out so that people could have known and people could have, I don't know, stayed away.
A great point. Thank you, ChazmaN. You're my favorite content creator. That was something that was, to me, was super disturbing, is the fact that Twitch knew about all of these things, and rather than say anything about it, all they did was ban him, and they didn't say, they were all cagey about everything that was happening. And it's like, and like all this time that had gone by that nobody knew what the reasoning was. It's like, dude, what if this whole time that you ban him for talking to minors, what if this whole time over the years that he's allowed to be on your platform, what if this whole time he's talking to other minors or talking to other people and nobody knows any better? Nobody knows that that's something he's doing. So people think, you know what I mean? It's like, you're literally doing harm to other people. He could have been talking to somebody else for that whole time. You know what I mean? Or who knows what he could have done? It's, to me, I felt like that was pretty gross of Twitch to just like sweep it all under the rug and just shadow ban him and not say anything. And it's like, I mean, we know why now, because he was such a big content creator. They didn't want to lose the viewers. They didn't want to lose him, which eventually they ended up doing all of that anyways. But yeah, it was just like, dude, like, you could be harming other people by not informing people about staying away from this weirdo, but I think what a lot of people are theorizing as to why Twitch didn't do this is because Twitch could have been held liable, or just, I guess, PR wise they would have looked bad, because either one, it proves that they are in their Whisper product, they were actually like looking at people's messages, which I don't think I'd be kind of surprised if that doesn't happen already, that companies aren't looking at your DMs. So yeah, that's not the important part. But the important part to me is that they were just protecting him because he was a huge name, and they want to, I don't know, protect their big creators. I don't know. It's fascinating and very disturbing, all of this. So that's it. That's everything. That gets us caught up to modern times of what's going on with the Dr. Disrespect story. Yeah, I guess now he's officially on his little break, his vacation. But yeah, I don't know. Sorry, that was another video. I just brought that up since I think it was Reese Tiki had mentioned it, and I was just thinking, oh, that's a video I've reacted to already. So yeah, I guess that helped me out a little bit with getting some content going there. Shoot, y'all. I think that's all I pretty much got to talk about. I actually do think it's all good. I watched the anime too. Oh, talking about Yu-Gi-Oh!
So yeah, I actually think maybe next time we do this, I kind of want to know more about EDP and what was kind of going on there. So maybe I'll try and do another expose on EDP. I'm sure I'm the only person who's done that at this point, right? So yeah, real quick, let's see who to thank for this stream. This was a fun one. I definitely think I had more fun for this one than I did on the first one, the first go around of ChazmaN Live. I feel like I was much more unprepared for that one, and it was more disorganized than this one. Let's see. So I just want to say thank you so much to Skylar Twilight and Odin is Salty. Thank you to Electro Pirate. Thank you so much, Pirate. Let's see. We had Veronica Rose. Thank you so much, Veronica. I feel like that was everyone pretty much. Oh, I remember there was Amy Lee. Thank you so much, Amy. We had Reese Tiki. Thank you so much, Reese. I feel like that was everybody. But yeah, this was a fun one. Once again, sorry I couldn't do a super long stream. Today is Monday, and it is still technically my day off. So I'm gonna go immediately after this. Probably I gotta go get my my car looked at. But I will tell you what, I do think I will be back on. I'm just not sure what time I'll be back on tonight. So I think either way, I'll probably be back on at about somewhere between 6, 7, maybe. And we'll definitely play a little bit more of Avowed tonight. So, was it chill vibe? Listen, says Electro Pirate. Hey, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Electro. Okay. But yeah, like I said, I'll probably be back on tonight at some point to play a little bit more Avowed. So we'll get to that. I'm not sure though what time, so I'll let you guys know on the Discord. So yeah, once again, this was fun. I definitely think we're gonna do this again. We'll do this again next week. Again, in the Discord, if you want, throw me some topics of other things you guys might want me to look into. I can already tell EDP was another one that I kind of want to know more a little bit about. So real quick, thank you so much to my few Patreon backers. We had Phantom Fox, Tim, and Skylar Twilight. Thank you so much, y'all. And then again, here's some of the socials. There's my Patreon up there if you want to support. And then also feel free to join the Discord if you want to be involved in any conversations we have or throw any topics about anything towards me. But yeah, this was a fun one. 2.5 hours, not too shabby. All right, everyone, I'm gonna see you again. I will probably one of those. I will most likely be back on tonight for some more Avowed, so I will let you guys know on the Discord what time. Like I said, probably somewhere between 5 and 7. I'm having someone look at my car here in just a little bit, and we'll see what they say. So, all right, adios, everybody. See you in a bit.